So somebody called me that Very Dark Man made a post about Access Bank and 500 million naira allegedly missing from a deceased customer's account. At first, I went like, it's not possible now. How can money disappear from a customer's account? And then another person dropped a comment on one of my posts um, asking for my opinion about the video. I don't want to say the much that I know about this particular account. I'll just go straight to analyze the video VDM posted. After watching the video again, these are the reasons why I am also concerned. I wrote some things down here. And number one on this list was the integrity of the deceased customer. But after I saw that VDM posted the accuracy of the first and the second banks where the customer said he had money, that was accurate. Okay, so we could nail this off. This one is not a case because this is the first thing that the bank will be looking at.
Correct.
What is the integrity of the customer?
Correct.
So we can say that this customer had integrity because every other thing he said was true. The statement that he posted, the statement read interest capitalized. So it means that it's a savings account where interest were paid on that account. So the opening balance on this account was 0 naira. As of that 2016, it read 0 naira, which was what he said, the document, that was what the document said. 0 naira in 2016. And then when you say 0 naira, at the end, you now said 51 naira as the balance. You said the account was open on 0. How come that 51 naira entered? So it means that 51 naira was accumulated interest paid on an amount that was in that account, undisclosed. So I think Access Bank should provide the amount that got into that account and the date that money got into that account. Like, how did that money get into that account? Everything here is my personal opinion. Yes, it's possible that the customer did not do any transaction from 2016 to 2020, which was where the statement jumps. But it is not possible that from 2016 to 2020, there was no interest paid. Because now we have seen that from the opening balance, there is now 51 naira in that account. And it's a savings account. If you don't if you don't make withdrawal from the savings account 3 times in a month, you qualify for interest. So this account has qualified for interest. As you can see subsequently, it has been receiving interest. How much goes into the account? What medium, what means did that money get into that account? If you look at the document Very Dark Man posted, I'm going to tag VDM to this post. Please help me share this video. So in case it doesn't see my tag, it can see your shares. Please help me share it. This is where I think the problem is coming from. From the names that CBN gave to this customer's sister, I can see a disparity in all of the names. There are some disparity in the names. Now, this particular statement of accounts that VDM reviewed in his video is having Edet, Idong. For those people that are from Akwa Ibom across River State and environs that understand how they, abbreviate their names, you and I know that Idong is Idongosit in the spoken form, but in documentation process is not the same thing. So Edet Idong can be another customer. That is for the name disparity. So I want Access Bank to look at this aspect and take a closer look at what happened there. What I think is the main issue here is the account that has that 500 million is not on any of this list at all. Now, this is my personal opinion, and I can be wrong, but from a banker's perspective, I've seen a lot of things play out like this before. I am thinking that the account that has that 500 million naira is not in any of these schools. And why? Because I am suspecting that this customer has not linked BVN to that account. Like I mentioned before, these names, they are all disparate. It means that this customer was not using most of these accounts after BVN came in 2014. So it is possible that the account that has that 500 million naira does not have BVN linked to it. And no matter how you spool with BVN, no matter how you spool with whatever, you cannot find it because the names are even disparate. So you cannot even pinpoint if this was the customer or not. So I am thinking that this deceased customer has an account that he possibly was not using. Because according to what Vivian said, that his sister said that he was not touching it. So it's possible that that money is in an account that is not linked to BVN. So when you use BVN to spool, it will not come out because there's no BVN attached to that account. I have seen cases like this play out before. So this is where I am suspecting a foul play. And this one is to Access Bank. They should check if there is an account in this customer's name that does not have BVN, that is having that amount.
Correct.
Because when BVN came, you had to link one BVN to all of your accounts in various banks where you have accounts. And the reason why they asked everybody to link their BVN to all their accounts was to ensure that your names are the same in all of the banks. But from this document, you can see that his names were not the same. So this is where I am suspecting a foul play. Not a foul play per se, it might just be an oversight on the part of the bank. So Access Bank should look at this aspect and do a thorough search. There is an account that I am suspecting has that 500 million naira where the customer did not link BVN to the account. And then for the 0101,
and
first
that
of
is
every
why
month is when
they
interest are
want
paid
to
on savings
siphon
account.
and
The
conaside
savings
the
account that
money
qualify for
because
interest. That's the
there
date
is no
that banks
BVN
pay interest
linked
on
to
them.
that account.
These are the areas that I think
Yes.
Access Bank should
So,
look into. Please help me share this
in
video
this
massively.
issue,
And I want to
we
make this plea
we
to the
stand
Central Bank
with
of
very
Nigeria.
dark man
They
because
should have a
this
firm
is
stand.
being swept
A firm
under the
stand
table.
on how
A
commercial
lot of people
banks
is gonna
should
suffer
process
it.
letters of administration. They should have a definite stand on how money should be gotten out of deceased customers' accounts to their loved ones. It is a lot of hassle. There is a lot going on in this aspect. A lot of them are in my DM. Have stuck many years on the same process. Central banks should be able to mandate commercial banks on how to go about these processes. They should have a uniform policy that will cover all banks, commercial banks in Nigeria. Like the 2.9 million naira that they gave her cash. In some banks, you cannot access that money cash. You are forced to open an estate account, and the draft will be paid into that account where you will now be able to access cash. They don't give you cash.